They gather more information from the officers and the witnesses who were there on the scene. But to once again recap for you, Milton police were involved in an officer-involved shooting. This all happening in the 5200 block of Windward Parkway. So this is Windward Parkway and Main Street, just within the city of Milton there. This all happening just after noon today. One suspect has been taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Another suspect in custody. A Milton police officer has also been transported to the hospital with minor injuries here. Again, our Adam Murphy there on the scene getting information from people who witnessed that in a busy parking lot on a Friday afternoon. I want to bring in our chief investigator, Brendan Keefe, at our Atlanta News First breaking news desk. And Brendan, as we saw earlier this week, there really is no place, unfortunately, in the metro that seems to be safe from gun violence here. Adam was speaking with a witness earlier, basically saying that's why they moved to that part of the metro there near Alpharetta and Milton to feel like they were safe. And this has really rattled them.
Yeah, there's no question, Tracy. This is a more affluent area of the North Fulton suburbs. Just to put it in perspective for you, because I know people living in that area might say, wait, isn't that Alpharetta? That Walmart has an Alpharetta mailing address, but a Milton, it's actually within the city limits of Milton. It's very common in that particular area because Milton and Johns Creek were essentially new municipalities that were carved out of what were unincorporated areas of North Fulton that have still Alpharetta mailing addresses. So literally right across Windward Parkway is Alpharetta, but on that side of Windward Parkway, it is the city of Milton. It's right there by Highway 9 if you know that particular area. I will tell you this, though, in terms of police procedure, that Alpharetta and Milton share police dispatch. In fact, they use the same 911 center. If you call 911 from Milton or 911 from Alpharetta, you get Alpharetta's 911. They have a dedicated 911 dispatch center. It's actually one of the best in the nation, highly accredited, one of the first to go to text to 911, an exceptionally well-run 911 center, and also they do have mutual aid agreements. So that just gives a little perspective on the police response we would see there. I would be very surprised if Alpharetta police are not assisting in some fashion because of that location being literally the yellow line on Windward Parkway is the line between Milton and Alpharetta. Police are right now giving us the information that Adam shared, which is that we have two suspects, one in custody, another one with serious injuries on their way to Wellstar Hospital there, which is not very far away. It's actually very close to this shooting location. And then you have a Milton police officer with what appears to be minor injuries. What we don't know yet are the details of exactly what led to the gunfire. We've got a bunch of different accounts of exactly how they ended up in that particular parking lot. There is word that this started elsewhere and ended there. This is a very populated area of North Fulton there, right on that Milton-Alpharetta line. Right in that neighborhood parking lot, I can tell you from personal experience, there is a McDonald's, there is a Chick-fil-A, there is a Chipotle next door, and then just east of that location is a very busy Home Depot. And in fact, that section right there, there is really almost a shared parking lot between the Walmart and the Home Depot. So if someone's trying to go to Atlanta Highway, Highway 9, Main Street, from Home Depot, they usually cut through that Walmart parking lot. So this isn't something where you have to be going to Walmart in order to be in that parking lot. There's also one of those sort of secondary service roads for the fast food restaurants. So if you're going to, for example, the Chick-fil-A, you're basically driving through part of that parking lot that includes the Walmart there. So a very busy area where gunfire would have a lot of potential for collateral damage. We're not hearing about any innocent civilians being involved in any kind of gunfire or being hit by any gunfire, which is exceptionally good news at this point. But what we do know is that we have at least one suspect with those serious injuries, another in custody, and an officer with some sort of minor injuries. We don't know if that's related to the gunfire or something else. The GBI is involved. It's important to point out, a lot of times people think the GBI automatically deploys. That's not true. They have to be invited in. The GBI cannot self-deploy to a shooting investigation. There is no, law or mandate or rule in Georgia that the GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, investigates all officer-involved shootings. They're very often called in because it's a way for a department to have a layer of sort of third party looking into it rather than investigating themselves Even though I can tell you that Milton has its own internal affairs or professional standards division, they often will investigate officers for everything but something involving an officer-involved shooting. It is standard procedure for most departments to call in the GBI, and that appears to have happened in this case, Tracy.